in the local market to be a highly politicized product. No less than the founding chairman and also formerly president of the Independent Philippine Petroleum Companies Association, or IPCA, and also the chairman of Eastern Petroleum, our friend Mr. Fernando Martinez. Sir, good morning and welcome to Practical Business.
Good morning, Miguel, and to our televiewers.
Sir, before anything else, it's Thursday and usually oil price changes happen on a weekend, or you guys announce it over the weekend. I know that world crude prices continue to soften, although the softening or the downward trend has somewhat been mitigated the past couple of days. So what can we expect over the weekend?
It looks like the trend has continued, and we may have another good news for our consumers starting next week, Monday. So that's the normal effectivity. It's a Monday or a Tuesday, but this time we may have another good. It's quite substantial also. We see at least one peso rollback at this point in time.
So that's a very substantial rollback in view of the fact that last weekend or last Monday, the effectivity was last Monday, we had a 60 centavo rollback in diesel and 30 in gasoline.
Yeah.
Am I correct? But this is not that was not the first rollback. I think, will this be the fifth or the fourth or
This
fifth?
is now the second month. This is the 10th.
10th?
The longest rally downward, reversed, Miguel. So if in the first quarter, motorists suffered, so to speak, and became the basis for the, shall I say, the rallying point for the labor sector to agitate for a higher wage, this time it was the reverse. And as of today, we have in fact reached the point where the price of petroleum is even lower than last year. So if inflation has softened to less than 4%,
4%, yes.
I guess in the oil sector it's even minus. And I can see that for June, inflation will even be lower than last month. So this is good news for everyone.
So what's causing the downward spiral in oil prices? Because, you know, after the 2008 financial crisis, oil prices made a negative turnaround, but this was not a good turnaround because this was indicative of a decline in the world economy. And now we don't get that vibe. So what's behind all these rollbacks?
Well, the rollback is principally triggered by, again, it's a supply-demand relation. And we are aware that Europe, right, at the moment, is suffering a tremendous, shall I say, that possibility for Greece, for the Greek economy to be severed from the European economy. And that possibility of a shakedown on that economy will cause substantial financial shakedown. And because of that, coupled with other economy in Europe, particularly Portugal, Spain, even Italy and France, there is that perception that substantial demand will decrease, and therefore the traders who used to be bullish. Remember that the supply and the demand situation is not only triggered by the motorists who are consuming these products. It is caused by speculation. Yes. So when speculation is down, when people who have extra money, instead of putting it in some other, like oil, currency, or like tradable fund or commodities, they put it somewhere else. So the demand is slackened, and it has helped in a downward spiral. It's a spiral because today you do not see the bottom yet. No, we are afraid that until this time we don't know where the bottom is. So this is quite scary for a lot of traders.
Yes.
And that is precisely the reason why in 2 months straight we have seen a continuous downtrend, and this is good news for motorists. And I think the Philippine economy must really take advantage because a lot of energy driven, particularly by oil, must take advantage of these things.
Cheap oil, yes.
whether construction and other things.
So good for motorists,
Yeah.
good for local motorists, but it may reflect something which is not so good in Europe.
Oh, certainly.
Okay.
And even US. I mean, there is that perception that the economic recovery has been stalled. And that's why it's scary also for President Obama, because
Yes.
he might lose his steam. And that's an issue, of course, for the US economy and US politics.
On an election year.
On an election year.
Sir, practical business is trying to give people ideas on what businesses they may want to engage in. Because a lot of Filipino families have their savings. They may have breadwinners abroad
Yeah.
who do not want to work abroad forever.